what is the property in that region, how the fluid properties are changing. Fluid property means velocity, density, viscosity, momentum, energy. These are the properties of fluid. If you want to study the fluid property into particular region of a space, we use a term called control volume. And in short, we will write as a CV, control volume. The size and shape of a closed system may change during the process, but no mass crosses its boundary. Like if you have a balloon, mass is fixed. But if like somehow, if you heat it or somehow you can expand it without changing the mass. This means you can change the geometry of the system without changing the mass. No mass crosses through the boundary. A controlled volume on the other hand allows mass to flow in or out across its boundary, which are called control surface. Now we are using a term called control surface. So if you have a volume, you will always have a surface, because if you have a surface, then only you can create a volume. So the boundary that creates the control volume is called control surface. So mass can flow through these control surface either in or out. We will write this as a control surface, CS in short. A control volume may also move and deform during a process, but many real-world applications involve fixed, non-deformed control volumes. So it is possible that control volume can also move, but for the time being, or in this course, we will assume that control volume is fixed. For practical application, it is possible to derive all the things for a non-fixed or movable control volume. All derivations can be done. But we will assume, or we will make some assumption to simplify. The control volume may also move, deform during a process, but many real-world applications involve fixed, non-deformable control volume. And that's why we will be more interested in fixed control volume or non-deformable control volume. This means boundary is not changing. You can have a fixed boundary. To illustrate little bit more, let us take example of a spraying process. You have a perfume inside this, and then this is sprayed. So we will here illustrate what are the two things. One is control volume, another is system. Two methods for analyzing the spray of deodorant from a spray can. You can analyze in two ways. One approach is called system approach. Another approach will be control volume approach. So this part, we are considering something like this. This is my boundary. So this is the boundary. This is a system approach. Like whatever the mass, so you have some mass inside this can. When you open or when you push this handle, deodorant sprays, but your system is deformable. This means this no mass is going out. You can think of something like this. You can hypothetically think of a balloon. Here is a balloon and this is all your system. So if you press that, your balloon expands. That is an imaginary. So you see, in this case, your system covers all the mass before the pressing of the handle or the button or after the pushing up. So this means all the mass is inside this system. So this is a system approach. Now the second approach can be control volume approach. So this can be my control volume. So now if you press this, my volume is fixed. My region in the space is fixed. This region is control volume. But now mass can leak from this volume. So this is a control volume approach. So we follow the fluid as it moves, deforms. This is a system approach. no mass crosses the boundary, and total mass of the system remains fixed. So the first part, your system is such that it covers all the mass. No mass basically goes beyond the system. It is inside the system. Your system is deformable. That is your system approach. The second is we consider a fixed interior volume of the can. This is control volume approach. So now hypothetically we will consider this as my control volume. Volume is fixed and mass can cross through this boundary. So control surface, mass can cross through the control surface. So this is a control volume approach. So you see the same problem you can analyze using a system approach or using a control volume approach. These are called Lagrangian approach and Eulerian approach for analyzing the problem. The system approach treats a spraying process as expansion of system volume, whereas the control volume approach considers it as a fluid discharged through the control surface of the fixed control volume. We explained everything. So in case of control volume approach, fix. Control volume is fixed. Mass is leaking from the control volume. Mass is crossing. In fluid mechanics, it is usually more convenient to work with control volume. In thermodynamics, generally it is easy or it is good to work with the system approach, but in fluid mechanics, generally it is good to work with the control volume approach. And thus, there is a need to relate the change in control volume to the changes in system. So as I said earlier, you can analyze the same problem either using a system approach or using a control volume approach. So this means there should be a relation. There should be a relation so that I can go from 1 to second. This means I can go from one idea to another idea, something like transformation of coordinate. Not like that exactly, just I am giving an analogy. So if you have something in one type of thing, you can transfer. This is, so how can you relate system and control volume? So this is done using called Reynolds transport theorem. So you have a system, you can analyze the same problem using system approach, you can analyze using control volume approach. Now the question is how I can relate these two. And that's why we have Reynolds transport theorem. This is a fundamental theorem of fluid mechanics. You must know because using this theorem, you can derive most of the result in the fluid mechanics. We'll discuss that. So the relationship between the time rate of change of extensive property for a system and to control volume is expressed by Reynolds transport theorem. Now, what do you understand by extensive property? Anyone? What do you understand by extensive property? You have to interact. Am I audible?
Sir,
Yeah, you have
sir,
to interact and have to answer. Otherwise, it becomes in all my classes, a student's answers. In the first time, I am seeing so much lag. There should be no lag. I am teaching
uh,
secondary class,
sir,
but
extensive properties are those
yeah,
that depend on the mass of the substance.
good,
Like,
good. And what about intensive property?
so they don't depend on the mass,
Good,
like color,
good,
temperature,
good, good.
or the
So
boiling point, melting point.
good. The relationship between time rate of change of extensive property. So now when we are considering system, we are considering some properties. Let us consider some extensive properties of system. We will call this as a B. There are some extensive property of system. We can analyze it in system approach. And now can I relate this extensive property using control volume approach? So this is the idea. So link between these two are provided by Reynolds transport theorem. So B is the extensive property, and if I divide by mass, then this will be intensive property. So let us discuss derivation or development of Reynolds transport theorem. It is possible to derive this theorem using completely mathematical point of view, but here I will consider a simple approach to derive this theorem. So let us say this is a pipe and some water is flowing and this is going this side. Initially, I am interested in this part of the system. So this part I am considering. So this is a situation at t equals to t. And this point of time at t is equals to t, this is the system and this is also the control volume. So this is system as well as control volume at time t. So you can note down, so this is your system and control volume at time t. So this is system and control volume at time t. After some time, the water has moved and now this water is, so this portion is here and this portion is here. So water has basically moved in this region. So this is system at time t plus delta t. So this is the system at time t plus delta t. Let us assume this portion is moving with velocity v1 and this is velocity at velocity v2. This is very small. Now, so I can say in time delta t, system moves with v1 at cross section 1. So this is my cross section 1 and this is my cross section 2. At time, in time delta t, system moves with velocity v1 at 1 and velocity v2 at 2. So this is the velocity. Now, as I said earlier, control volume is fixed in a space. So this is the control volume at time t and this is also the control volume at time t plus delta t, because control volume is fixed. But now my system at t plus delta t is this. So system has changed. Now let us see what has happened. This area or this volume, let us call this volume is 1 and this extra volume 2. So if you see, initially this was the system, this whole part was the system. So in delta t time, some part has basically gone and some part has been added into the system. So we'll use that. So this is, I can say, this portion, this one portion, this is part of CV, and portion 2, this is basically a new region and this is a part of system, and this is a new region that has been created, the new region. So this is the new region, and I will say you keep noting down, otherwise I will need this, and that's why I will ask. So let B is an extensive property. So B is an extensive property. B is an extensive property. Then if I divide by mass, then this becomes a small v is my intensive property. So this is my intensive property. So what my target is? My target is to relate the extensive property of system at time t and delta t. So the extensive property of system at t and t plus delta t can be expressed as extensive property of system at time t is equals to extensive property of system at extensive property of control volume at t. So extensive system at time t and t plus delta t can be expressed as, so this is one equation. I will write another equation and that will be for time t plus delta t. So this is at t is equals to t. So you see, at time t, your system and control volume was the same at t equals to t. So this means whatever the extensive property you have in the system, it's same as the extensive property in the control volume. So this is my equation number 1. Now I can write same thing at t plus delta t. So at t plus delta t, extensive property of system at t plus delta t is equals to extensive property of control volume at t plus delta t minus extensive property in region 1 t plus delta t plus extensive property in region 2 at t plus delta t. So this is equation 2. So let us try to understand. So what I'm saying, so you see, what is the extensive property at t plus delta? So this becomes my system. So at let's say, yeah, so at t plus delta t, this is your system. So what is this total? So this is, so at this point you can say extensive property of system at t plus delta t is equals to this portion, this total portion minus 1 plus 2. That is what we have. And so this means we can write extensive property in the CB, because at t equals to delta t, CB remains fixed, control volume remains fixed. So this is your CB, control volume is fixed, minus 1 plus 2, that is the whatever the property you have in region 2. Anyone having doubt at this point of time? So I'm not doing anything. So this is simple idea. Okay, so let me put. Okay, is this fine with everyone? Because this is the equation. After that, we will simply do some manipulation. So this is the system property at time t and the system properties at time t plus delta t, and how these two are related with the control volume, and extensive property, how the system and control volume extensive properties are related at time t. So at time t is very easy. System and control volume are same. This means properties, extensive property of system is same as extensive properties of control volume. At time t plus delta t, we have to do a little bit of manipulation. Or you can say, you have to see the geometry. So what is happening? The system, whatever the system we have, t plus delta t, that is basically control volume minus some area or some volume plus some new volume. So this is previous volume and this is the new volume. So this volume has been reduced and this volume has been generated. Later we will say this is inflow and this is outflow. So let us try to do some more maths. So what we can do is we can subtract equation 2 minus equation 1. So if you do this, you can write B system at time t plus delta t minus B system at time t. This is equals to BCV. You see, this two term basically, let me write BCV t plus delta t minus BCV at time t. So this is, so I am subtracting this minus B1 t plus delta t plus extensive property in region 2 at time t plus delta t. So this is what we have. If I subtract these two, let us further, I can basically divide by delta t. So I can write B system t plus delta t minus B system at t divided by delta t is equals to BCV at t plus delta t minus BCV at t, this divided by delta t, and then I can write B1 t plus delta t, this divided by delta t plus B2 t plus delta t, this divided by delta t. So this is what we have. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, good. So now see, control volume is fixed. What do you think? These two things will be zero if I subtract these two terms, BCV at t plus delta t minus BCV at t. This will be zero or not? What do you think? Will this be zero? Because control volume, as I said earlier, control volume at time t is same as control volume at time t plus delta t. This means region is fixed. So what do you think? If I subtract these two things, this should be zero or not? Anyone? You have to answer. It's wrong or right, it doesn't matter, but you have to answer.
Sir, it should not be zero.
Why?
Sir, since mass is changed, some masses came out from that region.
Mass has changed. Okay, good, good. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, you're right, somewhat. So basically this is not the volume, this is the extensive property inside the CV. Now extensive property can change either due to the mass or due to the density changes or anything changes. So extensive property can change. Your volume is fixed, but the extensive property is not fixed. That's why this term will not be zero. These two terms are not equal even though the volume are equal. So you have to basically CV is fixed. You can write CV is fixed but not B. B is extensive property. So if I take limit, that is delta t goes to 0, we can write something like this. This term I will write. So in limiting situation, if delta t goes to 0, very small time, then I can write same thing. This side will be d B system divided by dt, and this will be d BCV, this divided by dt, and then minus, we will call this term B dot, that is dB by dt. Simply I'm writing B dot here. You will understand why I'm writing. This is in and this is B dot out. So let us try to explain a little bit more. Yeah. So you see, what was B1? So this equation you have, and then I am trying to explain a little bit more these two terms, first term and second term, that is B dot in and B dot out. So B1 T plus delta T, we can write B1 times rho 1 times V1 at T plus delta T. So this V1 is volume. This B is volume. So if I want to calculate in region 1, you remember in region 1 was the left side region in the drawing. You have the drawing in your notebook. So the left side region was the B1. So if I want to calculate what is the extensive property in that region, this means I have to multiply the intensive property B1 in that region with the mass. And mass is nothing but density times volume. So this is, I can also write B1 times rho 1, and volume I can write velocity times time, that is delta T, times area, that is your volume. This means V1, this V1 is velocity, V1 times delta T, so this is the distance traveled in time, delta T, times area. So this is your extensive property at time T plus delta T. So this means if you divide by delta T both sides, if you divide by delta T this side and this side, so this will become simply V1 times rho 1 and V1, this is velocity, so this is V1 times A1. So simply because this is a B in, B dot in. Something like flux. What is flux? Area times volume, that is your flux. So, and these are the related to the property. So this is a influx. Similarly, if you do for B2 at time T plus delta T and divide by delta T, we will have B2 rho 2 into V2 into A2, and this will be B out. That is extensive property out. Extensive property. So this is in and this is out. And that's why we have written simply here in this equation B dot in, and B dot in means if you divide this by delta T, then you will have this term. So you have this term divided by delta T, and then you come with B dot in, which has a equality sign with B1 rho 1 V1 A1, and similarly this side. So I can write once again this equation. So this will become simply dB system by dt is equals to dBCV divided by dt minus b times rho 1 times v1 times a1 plus. So we have basically, so this is inflow, this is your inflow, and this is your outflow. Now this is your equation. Now if you see this equation relates the extensive property of the system to the control volume. So in the beginning of the class, we said how we can relate the extensive property of system and surrounding. Now we have equation. This side we have system extensive property. So this is related to system. Now this is related to the control volume. So extensive property inside the control volume. So this is inside the control volume. And this is what? This is we have influx and this we have outflux. So system and control volume are related by simply by flux. This is very easy. Now mathematically it seems a little bit of mathematics, but otherwise it's only the difference of flux. That makes sense. Like you have a control volume, you can find what is the net flux inside the control volume. That is your system. Rate of change of extensive property in the system. So now if you know what is the flux or what is the total net flux, then you can find or you can relate the change in the extensive property of the system and the surrounding. So this, if we have one inlet, this is what we have. If you have a multiple inlets and outlets, velocity, so there are two more situations we can have. You can have velocity. In this derivation we have assumed that velocity, first we have assumed that there is only one inlet, and we have assumed that velocity is in the direction or normal to the control surface. Or you can say velocity is in the direction of unit normal of the control surface. But it is possible that unit normal and velocity are inclined at some angles. This is same as your physics. You study electric flux, E dot ds. This is the same thing. So your flux, E and ds, or E and area, and in this case we have velocity and area, may be a different angle, may not be always in the same direction. So there are two situations, two cases we can have. In this case, we have considered only one inlet. So this was your pipe, this is coming and water is going. You can have multiple inlets. Multiple inlets. Or you can have velocity may not be normal to the control surface. Velocity may not be normal to the control surface. In that case, we have to simply modify this equation, that is inflow and outflow. So I think we can stop here and we'll discuss more tomorrow. If you have any question, you can ask. Any question?
No, sir.
So as I said in the beginning of the class, we will have a class tomorrow, 11 to 12. Are you also free on 9 to 10 any days? Tomorrow are you free 9 to 10?
No, sir. Tomorrow we have
We have a
SM,
class tomorrow.
solid
Okay.
mechanics.
Any other days? No other day you are free 9 to 10, no? Okay, then we will have a class tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and we will use the same link. I have created the same link for this up to December, so we can use the same link for all the courses. And
Okay, sir.
yeah,
So will you share the notes for today's lecture?
whatever notes I have, just that's why I said in the beginning you have to write down, because I also you have to write down. This is nothing.
Yes, sir, but there are only 20 in the class right now.
It doesn't matter. Those who are not coming, they are not coming. They can listen video.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Because there is no notes. You see, there is no PowerPoint presentation. In other classes, when I use PowerPoint presentation or more written notes, then I share. But what
Okay, sir.
there is nothing to share. You see, there is nothing to
Yes, sir.
share. If you are in the class, you study and you listen, and there is nothing to like. I don't think so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nothing. You can read any textbook and you can find the same thing there also.
Okay,
So
sir.
whenever it's required to share the note, then I will share, of course, if something is important. But I don't think in this course I will be, mostly I will be using a Blackboard kind of thing. So you have to write down in the notes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.